episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, in our last episode, we lost 3-2 to Man United in the league, and it was not exactly a large surprise to anyone, I wouldn't have thought, because they're Man United, and we weren't particularly great on the night. We scored a couple of goals, which was good. We were a little bit unlucky with some of their shots, but the fact is, they were still the better side and deserved to win, and that's what they did. Now, this month has been, I know I keep saying it's been a mixed bag. This month has been more towards the good side of mixed bag, but still irritating at times, and things that really I feel will come back and cost us at the end of the season. And we've had there's something happened in this episode that wouldn't have been out of place in the Livecom special. Basically, it would have fitted right in with some of the crap that was happening in that one. But let's get into some of the good stuff first, since they happened before. I'm going to go and have a look at some of the other leagues in Europe. In fact, I might do that now, that way I don't forget. So we're going to take a little look at just the major ones, nothing silly. So obviously the Premier League is what it is. We're going to take a little look to France. So, crap, yeah, I've done the wrong one. There we go, Ligue 1. So currently, Paris Saint-Germain are top, Olympique Marseille right behind them with Lyon. Notice Monaco down in 4th at the moment. Nancy are probably going to get relegated when you look at the amount of points they have generated so far. As you can see, Paris Saint-Germain have won the league they've won it for the last 5 seasons, but Lyon clearly had a couple of good years before that and did actually get some results. So that's good to see. It's not complete whitewash. Let's check out the Bundesliga in Germany. Bayern are currently top, but only by 1 point over Wolfsburg and Borussia Dortmund. Down at the bottom is Eintracht Frankfurt and Hertha Berlin, along with Kaiserslautern. So Werder Bremen aren't doing particularly well either. Any surprises in terms of teams? Nuremberg are having a good season. That's interesting to see. So Bayern have won the last 4, but there was that one year that Leverkusen won it. So it's not been a complete domination, but it has been quite a lot of that kind of thing. So not ideal. Let's check Holland. Why the hell not? I've pressed the wrong button again, haven't I? Eredivisie. This year, Ajax are top. PSV have actually won it for the last 4 years in a row, so Ajax will be happy to be 12 points clear of PSV at the moment. Some interesting stuff. Groningen down in the relegation zone, along with Heerenveen and Heracles. So that's interesting as well. Apologies for all the noises you can hear in the background. Let's see what else. We got Italy. That's Kazakhstan. Italy. In Serie A, we've got Empoli. Wow, okay. That's Serie B. I was going to say, what the hell's all that about? Right, there we go. Serie A. So Juventus are top by a single point over Lazio and Internazionale. AC Milan in just behind that, and Napoli. Now, you might notice that there's a slight blip on the radar, and that is the fact that Atalanta did actually win the league, but they've not really come anywhere near winning it ever since then, basically. Also notice that a guy called Ziltinho is having a great season, as well as a guy called Storm Tveit, which is a great name as well for Avellino. I'm assuming he's a regen. Norwegian regen. I tell you what there. He has an amazing name. That is what we will say for him so far. So there you go. That's Italy. And is there anywhere else that we will go? My mouse is frozen again, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Actually, let's check Scotland. That's why not. Let's go to Bonnie, Scotland. Come on. Right. Top of the league, Celtic. Ooh, shocker. Aberdeen in there. Rangers sort of mid-table at the moment. Rangers did actually win the league last season. I think that's probably the first time they've won it since the start of this save. Celtic have just dominated, as you can imagine. Let's just do one more one where we'll have a little look over to Spain and see who's won BBVA. Barcelona are currently top, with Granada 10 points behind, and then it's just, I mean, look at the gap already. Barca have not lost a game. They're pretty much like Barca in real life at the moment, it would seem. Having a lovely old time of it. Anyone in particular that's a bit surprising to be doing as well? Bilbao did win the league, and Valencia have won it too, so it's been a little bit more varied in Spain than it has been in, for example, England, to be honest, because I'm pretty certain that England's overall performances in terms of their league, my mouse is frozen again, has been pretty dull. City, United, City, United, Chelsea. But yeah, so let's get back into the schedule and take a little look at the way things have been going this month. So the first game of the month, we played against FC Midtjylland. And also, I'd like to apologise for, somehow in my head, I got into my mind that there was some sort of AE symbol thing in their name. There's another team in Denmark, I think they're called Nordsjælland, that have that, and I got those two confused. So apologies for that, anyone who's a fan of Midtjylland. Also, I apologise if I'm butchering the pronunciation of your team's name. I really am sorry. Right, so we were away from home, and I did expect us to come and comfortably win, and that is exactly what we did. But my point is, we very nearly didn't win so comfortably, and it was a little bit frustrating when you look at the amount of chances we were creating, and it did set the precedent, which later come back to bite us later in the month. Look at this. The amount of chances we had. 8 clear cuts, 10 half chances, 38 shots, 14 of which were on target. We did score in the 34th minute. Lovely little ball here from Van Oos around the corner, and Santos, who continues to just overperform, continues to perform like an absolute monster, made it 1-0 on 34 minutes. It then took us until the 91st minute to actually get our second goal of the game. And yeah, once we got it, it was good. After that, who'd come on here, drops it short for Lucarelli, flicks it across, Burrell with the header, and Tony Ivancic, who has now completely filled his green bar, if anyone's interested. He is now a 5-star player on current ability, and potential, of course, 5-star as well. He's pretty much one of the best players in Europe at the moment. I'm pretty certain of that now. He's 5-star, which is incredible. There seems to be an adjustment lately, because some of the other players have gone up as well, and others have gone down. So, like, Norman Millington is now 4.5 stars, which is great. But then, of course, like, there was only 2 minutes of stoppage time, so I was a little bit surprised, but I think they added a little bit extra on because of our first goal, and that gave us a little bit of time to actually find a second goal. And this is important, because coming into today's game against Fenerbahce, we're now 6 points clear of, I think, Fenerbahce, or is it Sochaux? I don't know, with a goal difference that's like 10 better now, which means that we're essentially through, and I might try and play some of the slightly younger players for today's game. After that, knocks it out wide to Santos. First, look at that for a ball. I think it might have been a shot, but Lucarelli makes no mistake getting around the back post. First goal of the season for him, and that was important, because we need some goals like that from him as much as we possibly can. Now, in our next game, we hosted Newcastle United, and, well, I don't even know what to say, Newcastle fans. I tell you what, actually, something remarkable happened in this game, and you can pretty much see it if you're looking at the scores there. Not the scores, played our sort of defensive midfielder formation this one. I wasn't sure about what Newcastle were playing, so we went with it, and my God, Van Oos's ball here, flicked on into the back of the net from Dylan Verstraeten on 20 minutes to give us the lead. His second goal of the season, so it's good to see him getting a couple of goals for us as well. He's really settled in nicely into our first team. From set pieces, we were lethal today. Santos again, out to the edge of the area. This time Van Oos whips it back across to Santos, flicked into Wallace puts it around the corner, and there is Robert Gray, a man who's been lethal in front of goal this season. That was his 4th goal of the season for a central defender. Incredible stuff. That's David Luiz-esque. Then, a couple of minutes later, Santos' ball and Robert Gray's in again, and we were 3-0 up by half-time, and all 3 goals have been scored by our centre-backs. 1 for Verstraeten and 2 for Robert Gray. Then, directly after half-time, literally by about the same kind of gap, another corner. Just domination from set pieces today. That was all it was. Van Oos this time. Wallace just flicks it around the corner. Robert Gray scored a hat-trick from centre-back. And not only that, but he did it in the space of about 17 minutes of football, which is incredible for a centre-back to do such a thing. So 4-0 up on 47 minutes, all the goals scored by our centre-backs. It was at that point that the other players on the team decided that they'd actually like to have a little go at this. Ivancic was absolutely stunning in his performance here. Millington this time out wide, knocks it ball back across, and Santos is there with a little flick on header to score himself another goal for the season. I think that's his 7th of the year, yeah, and he's got a massive amount of assists as well. He is just unstoppable. So 5-0 there. It didn't get any better for Newcastle. I think this might be our biggest ever Premier League win, and coming off, we beat Nottingham Forest 6-0 last month, so we're certainly scoring a lot of goals, and on our day we can do amazing things. And for some reason we just have these weird days where we play just as well as we did today. You're going to notice this in our next game against Fulham. We played just as well as we have against Newcastle here. Ball here from Burrell comes back, Peralta knocks it through, and Santos is in there to make it 6-0 and score his 8th goal of the season. Just such a solid performance this was. I mean, making Fratton Park into an absolute den of iniquity in terms of goals, and it was brilliant. So then with 15 minutes to go, we actually managed to grab ourselves one more. And I thought at 6 we were pretty much done by that point, because when you got 6-0 up, you kind of think, okay, they're going to rest off. And they did against Forest, considering. But then, I thought Millington was going to sneak in here. Surprisingly how bad, well, not bad he was. He still picked up an assist or 2 in this game. But in terms of, like, considering he was playing up front on his own, you'd have expected maybe a goal or 2 out of him in a game where we've won 7-0, but he does seem to have a habit of shying away in those sort of games. He's more of a big game player, genuinely. He can pop up and score lots of goals against teams like Manchester City and United. Van Oos got another assist here, and Ali Burrell off the bench to score. Van Oos has really stepped up as well this month. He's already starting to make that position his own, and I think he's pretty much got it nailed down. So that was a superb result. Now, look at these. That amount of shots, that amount of target, that amount of chances, I think, yeah, maybe 7's a bit much. 5 would have been perfectly reasonable for that kind of thing. So we were a little bit lucky to get 7. But my point is, then in the very next game, we come out away at Fulham, albeit, and have a relatively similar amount of chances, albeit slightly less on target, and end up with a almost unfathomably bad result as a result. Like, look, almost identical in terms of the stats, and yet for some reason it just wouldn't let us score goals in this one, and it was a pain because Fulham away is the exact same sort of trouble we had last season, and it was just like that. We were so good. Burrell's ball out wide to Santos, who comes off the post, comes back, and Burrell puts it in the back of the net. Perfect. We dominate the rest of the game, have so many chances, and they just wouldn't put them in the back of the bloody net, and it was such an annoying thing because Fulham was shit. They got their goal, and fair play to them. It was bad defending when they did actually get their goal. We should firstly be winning that header. Sorry, we did, but then intercepting. Look, why is he running out when there's a guy already on him? Narini then, Sergio Narini looks amazing. Took it around the goalkeeper, and then after that, Robert Gray was sent off for no reason. Like, they counted him as a professional foul, even though he was like in the defensive midfield position because Peralta, he'd come out to close someone down, so Ivancic had covered him behind and was sitting there with Francois. And not Francois, sitting there with Verstraeten, I think. And so he makes the foul, I'm assuming it was a foul, and it said he was sent off for a professional foul. There was 3 players behind him, and I know that it wasn't a professional foul because we've had it rescinded. So why the hell did it happen? It's really annoying because it meant that we were basically neutered for the rest of the game because we couldn't make any substitutions. I had to worry about just trying to not lose this game, and it's a pain because that's the second time that we've had these stupid red cards given against us in important matches. So it's a pain in the arse. But what basically that means for the league is that we are currently in 4th place. We've got 20 points, but the point is that the win against Fulham would have given us a 4-point gap between us and Spurs, and that's what we need to get. We need to try and keep hanging on to the coattails of teams like Arsenal. That's really important. But look at that for goals scored. And frankly, goals conceded hasn't been too bad either. If you actually look at that, our record is very similar to Manchester City's. You know, we've conceded 2 less, but scored 1 more. It's very surprising. We've just had these stupid results, and it's a pain. Average rating, though, Santos is top there, most assists as well, and he's up there with the man of the matches, so that's good too. Let's just take a little look at the squad. Apologies that this has reset itself. I don't know why it has. I need to go through when I'm before I next record and add in all those stats again because it's a pain. I don't know why it's taken them off, but it takes too long to add them in now, so I'll do it later. Top goal scorer for us is Norman Millington with 11 and 16 starts. It's still pretty prolific, really. It's not bad when you look at it. I know some people are getting a little bit worried about it, but look, he's still got 11 goals in his first 16 games this season. You know, he's still on for like 35 this year, probably, if he carries on playing like that. And I'm certain he'll pick up the form at some point too, and really start banging them in. So Santos also has 8, which is great, and Burrell was 7 in 6 starts is phenomenal. Assist-wise, Santos has got 11 assists as well, which is just something else, and 7 Man of the Match awards in all competitions. He is just a machine when it comes to that kind of thing. Average rating, he is so far clear of anyone else, it's unbelievable. Like, Ali Burrell with a 7.73 is great, but then an 8.5 average over 15 matches is something ridiculous. So, that leaves us to today's game against Fenerbahce. Now, we are at home, and they're playing that system, so I know exactly what system we're going to play against them. We're going to go this one, because that's the system Newcastle played, and we beat them 7-0. Now, I'm going to go for full rotation, and then maybe... No, okay, we're going to go slight rotation, and maybe move some stuff around, because I do want to... change some things up today, basically. We're going to keep Ivancic there. As you can see, his circle is now fully complete. Burrell will start, which is good. Dimitriidis, Francois, Verstraeten, and Marcelo Martinez. Yeah, I think that's about right. Is there anyone else I'd like to start? No, I think I'm good with that. As you can see, so Ivancic now is a 5-star player, which is so good. It's still only worth 8.75 million, incredibly. Verstraeten, he's had a little bit of a boost now, up to 3 stars. Millington and Burrell actually both, you know, he's 3.5 stars with 4.5 star potential, so he's still got a little bit of room to grow. And Millington, of course, is now... Oh, he's gone down again. Okay, well, now it's 4-star and 4.5, but he's worth £19 million now. He also got a hat-trick for England this month, so bear that in mind, people. I am going to go with Lucas Vega in goal still, though, because I want a bit more solidity at the back, if I can. I don't really want to put Aftret there, if I'm honest. I'd rather put Aftret there and start Borja Gomez because he's just come back from injury, so I'd like to get him a game. I think that's what we're going to go with for this one. It's not a full rotation, but you know, after that, Lucarelli, Burrell, those kind of guys getting some starts. I've sent out Pierre Peters on loan because Dimitriidis is actually doing a decent job for us at the moment. He's not just yet, but I think until Pierre Peters is slightly better, then we need to get him out on loan. So right, let's get into this. Basically, anything other than a loss here would guarantee us, well, actually, potentially it could guarantee us anyway, a spot in the next round. I would like to win the group, and a win today would, of course, win the group for us, which means that I will be able to rest players for our last game against Sochaux, basically. Just completely I'll be able to rest everyone, essentially, because it won't matter. We'll already have won the group, and we'll need those players for the league games because we've got some important ones coming up. So, I've now changed the default style on this tactic as well to control, and I think that works better. It sure as hell did against Newcastle. I'm hoping that Ola after that can put in a performance like he did against Blackburn in the Cup. Van Hoos has been excellent, but he needs a rest, and I'm looking to see whether there's any partnerships that will emerge from this game. Fenerbahce are a decent side, so I expect that this one will be a real tough one for us. Sochaux are obviously already winning, but I think as long as we don't lose, I really won't be too bothered. And even then, look, the goal difference we've got over Sochaux is basically insurmountable, really, when you consider that we've got to play them on the last day as well. So there's potential for that, but I still think that we'll probably do it. Burrell inside here, and he just needs to finish. Santos, somebody's finished this after that. Burrell, right. How are you getting that over the bar from there? Like, it's virtually... I can't believe he's missed that. Like, he's been really quite prolific at times, and there you go, Midtjylland have actually equalised. I can't believe he's missed that opportunity. Burrell should be putting that away every single day of the week, no question about it. That is a terrible, terrible miss. And don't get caught out, Dylan. He's come out of defence there a little bit too early. And he's offside. Dylan Verstraeten there got a little bit too eager to get the block in there. Thankfully, Tony Ivancic is playing, and he is just probably one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, I have to say, probably at the moment. If he's 5-star, in a Pompey team that actually have some very decent players, I'd say he's probably one of the best players in world football for that particular position, which is why I'm so glad we've got him. I intend to try and keep him. Burrell here using that pace. Nobody in support, though. That's the problem. Has he got someone in support now? He's going to go alone? And after it was making the run for him, which is good. That's what I noticed about him in the Blackburn game, is he was very eager to make those runs in the same way that Kieran Griffiths used to. And I think we've been missing that a little bit with Musonda playing in that role. He wouldn't always make those runs. Santos to the edge of the area for Ola after it, with the ball into Ali Burrell, turns and it's blocked again. Lucarelli, we're actually starting. We're playing very, very well considering this isn't even our first choice team. Marcelo wins the ball there, great play from him. Lucarelli now brings it down. I want to get him some more game time as well, so this is important for him. He'll definitely be starting the last game against Sochaux as well. Cleared away. Why have you not? Okay, he should have won the ball before that. But hey, good chance for them and well saved by Lucas Vega. We've had a good first half, but we really could do with getting ourselves a goal here. For all this possession and chances, we need to get ourselves ahead. Marcelo into Ali Burrell, turns, there we go, 1-0 to Portsmouth, and that could be the goal that comfortably puts us through to the next round of the Europa League, and would win us the group here and there. And yeah, frankly, I think we probably could have won every game in this group, but it's nice to see, and I really think we're doing well in Europe this year. Burrell with a good touch, and demonstrating that he does have that clinical touch, which is lovely to see. That's his 7th goal in, or is it his 8th goal, I think, in 7 starts for us, which is fairly impressive, has to be said. I will just check that at half-time to make sure that he doesn't need marking out the game. But so far, on the balance of that first half, I think we deserve to be 1-0 up is fair for me. Any more might be a little bit unfair on them. So that they've done well defensively at times against us to stop us from taking those chances, but they are leaving Ali Burrell way too much space, so we need to try and utilise that. Let's just see if there are any changes to be made. Of course, he's gone off, so we'll make sure we're not marking him. 1-0 up, though, pretty much comfortable. I might, if we get another goal, bring on a couple of the youngsters from the bench, maybe, or maybe just get Norman Millington on for a bit, since he does have the stamina of a racehorse, which is phenomenal. I think anything less than a win, though, here would be a little bit disappointing based on what we've done so far. But Santos almost certainly could pop up with an assist for us here. Maybe whipping it in, and Ali Burrell. It's in the back of the net. And there's Santos with his assist, the sort of token assist, his 12th of the season. And Ali Burrell grabbing his 9th goal as well. And tell you what, he's giving Norman Millington cause for concern, because that's 2 goals he's got today, albeit against a poor opposition. But then Millington couldn't score against Fulham. So, maybe Ali Burrell might have to get a couple of league games starting up front when we play this system. Who knows? Because this system does look solid as a rock at the moment, and I might be using this one a little bit more often, only resorting to the other one in really, really weak games. But for the moment, this one is working very, very nicely, and I'm tempted to continue with it. I think it's just because of the players we've signed. We've got strength in all the right areas, and currently no stupid injuries, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get one now, so I'm going to shut up about that. Marcelo, what are you doing, son? You're going to get sent off, and this could cost us quite dearly here, since he's a fullback, and we don't really have... is Yanko on the bench? I hope he's on the bench. Okay, he is, no worries. We're going to bring off Borja Gomez. He's not really done a lot today. There's a gap there, but Ivancic is pretty competent at filling those sort of gaps. I think 2-0 up here. If this was at 1-0, I'd be a bit more worried, but I think we've still got enough in the tank to win this game. Unless they score directly from this free kick, which is likely. It will take them 8 hours to take the free kick because we've just had a player sent off. Ersin Berber, and not a bad effort. But it's the rare shot for them, really. So a rare foire forwards. There you go, good clearance. Win that ball. Santos does so well. He's got to look for Ali Burrell. It's not the good ball there, but Burrell could probably skin this defender here if he wants to. And he has. He's gone past him, but he's going to have to look for support now. It's Tony Ivancic of all people. Lucarelli, on the rebound there, and it's 3-0. That's impressive, actually. For so many reasons. Firstly, that Ivancic got forward as part of the counter-attack, despite being an anchor man. That's almost a little worrying. Burrell did so well here to play this in, though. Ivancic with the first-time strike, but what most impressive is how tight of an angle Lucarelli was able to put that ball in the net from. He is a goal poacher. He just takes those little opportunities and nicks goals, and he's good at it. And I think he'll do well in that position once he finally gets good enough to nail it down full-time. I think he'll be probably even better than Jed Wallace has ever been once he gets a run of games, basically. And I think it's coming soon. It's got to be coming soon, really. I think by the end of this season, I'm hoping that... don't just let them do that. There we go. I'm hoping that by the end of this season, he should have got that position nailed down. Burrell, again, he's got his man to beat, and actually he's done it right here. After it, into space, after it, 4-0. We've got 10 men, remember, ladies and gentlemen. And we're playing a weakened... I say weakened team. Ola after it. Just, that's what I love about him. He makes those runs where Musonda potentially wouldn't. It means that even when we play this system, we've got an extra man that's running into those spaces. And I noticed that Van Oos does it as well. Not quite to the same level of efficiency that Aftret does. Van Oos is more of a creative player than a goal scorer. But he'll always look to pass rather than try to create. And Midtjylland are actually winning incredibly. And basically we're through. And who should we bring off for our first sub? I want to keep Burrell on because he's doing a good job. I'm thinking maybe Milton Peralta. So we don't really have a midfielder to replace at the moment. This is a tough one. As good as after it's been, we need to freshen things up. And I'm going to bring on Gerald Van Os because... Just because, basically. We need to make a substitution and it will keep him fresh. He's had a good run out. He's got a decent rating for his game, so his form's going to be good. But we're going to give Gerald Van Os a little bit of a try out here, see if he can show anything. Well, let's close down Villanueva. Ali. I know I shouldn't have kept... But look, he had a decent level of fitness before the injury occurred. It's not like he was particularly low on... Well, it's your chance, Norm. That's disappointing. I hope Ali Burrell isn't out for too long. Thank God we've actually got a player like Marcio who's willing to be a backup player, but at the same time can really step into the fold when he's needed. Millington's running at 3 of them here. He's going to push past. Oh, well done, Norman. Well done. Oh, my life. Oh, you're becoming a bit of a comedy figure at the moment, Norman. I can't have that. You can't be King Norman if you're not going to have a good season. We may have to demote you if you have a poor one. But a 4-0 win here is actually incredibly impressive, considering we played the... and Tony Ivancic nearly makes it 5, but he's offside anyway. An all-round pretty much domination of this Europa League group. We're looking like we're going to finish, at the moment, at least 7 points clear. Ali Burrell had an absolutely superb performance. Santos got another assist, big shock. So there we have it. 13 points from our Europa League group is looking tasty. We've qualified now. We've got the last game against Sochaux coming up, of course. Now then, let's just take a look at how serious the injury is. Oh, shin splint? How did you get shin splints during a game? I don't know much about sports about physiology, but I'm pretty certain shin splints is something you get over time. And then it has to be treated. But I'm not sure how he got that in the middle of a game. But we're going to get him to the specialist because he's definitely worth it. Marcelo's also banned for a match, but that's not a big problem because it's going to be the match that it's not going to matter anyway. And we've won the group in that game too. That's disappointing still though. Well, Marcio's going to have to step up when we need him. So, in the next episode, well, that was the end of November basically. So in the next episode, we're pretty much going to do all of December, so that's going to be a long one, and it's going to be Manchester City away is the game you're going to see at the end of the next episode. We've got a lot of games to play there, so hopefully we can come through it without making too much of an arse of ourselves. So, if you like what you're seeing, guys, please drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to eat more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the Manchester City game. God, I hope we're in a better state by the time we get there. Bye-bye.